Hi everybody, Greg here. Welcome to another video. And this one is going to be about the North Star 31-gallon sprayer that I've recently done a pump upgrade on. So I'll get that right out of the way here from my prop section. This is the original pump that was on it. It had a 2.2 gallon pump rate and drawing 8 amps maximum. And this is the new one, drawing 13 amps, and it is 4 gallons per minute as opposed to the 2.2. This pump was always kind of weak, and just recently it blew a fuse on me. Interestingly, they both use the same 15 amp fuse, so this one being 15 amp for a 13 max amp motor is a far better fuse than the 15 amp was for the old pump, I think, because the motor would burn out far before the fuse would, and that motor definitely burned out on me. The 4 gallon per minute fixed a lot of the issues on this sprayer as far as power on it. It has a noticeably larger impeller. In fact, I'll grab that motor just one last time, and you can see the difference in size on the impeller between them. But unfortunately, I ordered a motor that was supposed to have these quick connects on it like it originally had, but it actually came with 1/2 inch MPT fittings. So I could have just gone out and bought a fitting, but you know, it's just the way I am. So I wound up using sealant, this stuff right here, Loctite clear silicone. Basically I just threaded this into it with silicone, and I did the same thing for the regulator on the other side. I couldn't get it mated just right there, so I should have ground that down, and that way it could have been butted better, but it doesn't leak, so it's all good for now. I did have to drill a new hole. That's where the old one was, because the old pump mounted a little bit differently. Probably the width of the impeller is the reason why the regulator is off more to the right. But you can do this mod on the 21 gallon and the 31 gallon sprayers. If you upgrade to the 41 gallon, which that's what I'd buy if I had to buy this thing again, that comes with this pump. So other than that, other issues that I had with it over 4 years is the fittings are terrible that it comes with. This is actually a PEX fitting that I put in to replace the T, which actually I'm going to power this thing up so we can see what's going on here. Like, I'll show you, this is one of the plastic fittings, and when I turn on this little knob here, you can see how it's kind of leaking all over the place there. So basically this thing leaked right off the bat, right out of the box. In fact, everything leaked. So you're going to need Teflon paste when you put this thing together, retighten everything, but you don't want to over tighten because they're plastic fittings. So in the future, this will be a brass fitting. I'm going to wind up replacing these with brass as well, and I'm not too crazy about these valves either, or their location. I'm probably going to put the valves one on either side, and might probably redo the whole line on the back. As far as spray performance, this is what it looks like with a 4 gallon pump. You can actually do some washing with it, or you can fan it out, but you can hear that motor, and it has just a nice sound to it. This is really the way the sprayer should have been set up. This is just water, by the way, so I'm just testing it out. So the gun is another thing. It comes with that crappy lever gun. I replaced that right away. I probably just threw that out. So this is something else that the 41 gallon version would come with, that gun. Just kind of stick it in there like that. Other thing to consider on these if you're shopping for a sprayer is the weight. Nobody talks about that, so I think I'm going to address that here. This is 31 gallons of water, so you're looking at about 260 pounds if memory serves. Figure about another 50 for the trailer, and you know, you're looking at about 300 pounds. If you go to the 41 gallon, you'd be pushing about 400 pounds, and that is a lot of weight. So you better have a serious machine to pull one of these. Let me just turn this off so it doesn't cycle on me. So you're going to need something pretty serious to pull one of these. Otherwise, you're going to probably want to stick with the 21-gallon capacity, especially if you have a smaller yard. Because although you could get a lawn tractor to pull this thing, I can tell you, even with these tires with agros, going uphill in sand, I've actually spun the tires hauling the full weight of the water, and that's just a 31, not a 41. So you're gonna have issues on hills, I think, with turf tires if you have too much weight going on. This tractor unfortunately doesn't have a diff lock. That would be fabulous if you had a differential lock, but that's something to just take into consideration, that if you hook this up to a lawn tractor and you use it a lot, you are going to burn out the transmission early. Take that from a guy who's gone through a couple garden tractors in the last 6 years and wound up with something like this at the end, because this thing's not going to break. You know, so it's money well spent. Other than that, as far as build quality, minus the fittings that, you know, you should replace the fittings when you get it with some proper stuff. The pumps are good. You know, even the 2.2 was okay, but the 4-gallon is fabulous. And most importantly, the tank after 4 years does not leak anywhere. I don't have any issues with it. The tires hold air. They're pretty good little turf tires, although they're a little bit more plasticky. They've hardened since I've had it. It was more rubbery in the beginning, and I think through the age they've hardened out. The hitch, this is still set up for the old tractor it was on, so I'm probably going to move this thing. If it looks a little bit bent, it's because I jackknifed with this in the very beginning. But if you look at it, it's not really a very strong hitch. It's kind of a weak connection there, so I'm probably going to wind up, since I have a ball hitch, I'm going to add a ball hitch connector to this, because that's just a lot stronger, and eventually I'm going to get rid of this dumb big box store connection hitch hookup. So, you know, that's things to consider when getting one of these. So if you're in the market for a sprayer, I would wholeheartedly recommend it. I think where it's important, it works great. The build quality is very good. It's probably one of the best sprayers you can get in the price class. I paid about $350 for it, $360 at the time, and I'm pretty sure the new 41 is $650, which would mean this is probably around $450 now. You guys can tell me in the comments what the prices are at the moment. The price of everything has gone up. So basically, when you buy one of these, just figure on upgrading a lot of the stuff on it. But what they give you as far as the actual sprayer is a good foundation to build on. So I'm going to have a much more detailed video when I get the fittings, and I'll show you some additional stuff and the sprayer in use. So if you're interested in this, just let me know in the comments, and I can link a few more videos to it. But other than that, just wanted to give an update. And 4 years, still going pretty strong. And looks like this motor will last a lot longer than the other one. So I would expect probably this motor to last the rest of the life of this sprayer, barring any defects in manufacture. So that's it for this particular video, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.